Hello and welcome back, everyone. Scootsy16 here with another episode for the Windy City Thunderbolts in the Super Mega Legend League. Gonna have to bear with me for this recording as it is evening time, so I'm gonna try and be a little bit quieter through this episode. Hopefully, that does not impact the audio for the video itself. But thank you for following and thank you for continuing to watch the content. It has not been great for the Windy City Thunderbolts. As we have completed year 4 and we have still yet to even make the playoffs. It's been really sad. It's been really frustrating, and we have continued to field teams that look great but aren't performing consistently. So, as we left off the last episode, we are heading into the playoffs. As you take a look at the teams that made the playoffs, there's only one team that has been in the playoffs before in this franchise so far through 4 seasons. The Freebooters are the only team to have made the playoffs in the past. They made it in year 1. They had the best record in the history of the Super Mega Legend League in year 1 with 94 wins. And they make the playoffs this time with the best record in Super Mega Legend League history at 99 and 63. So they seem to be the favorite to win the championship this year. But it does look like the Super Conference is stronger overall, as there is only one team in the Freebooters that has a better record than anyone on the Super Conference. Excuse me. So it'll be interesting to see how this playoffs play out. But we're just here to see the winner, so we can get into the off season. So we'll simulate through this. I'll skip kind of quickly through this. It looks like tied up series across the board. The Freebooters are taking an early lead in their series against the Moonstars, about to try and approach for the sweep. The Hammond Hot Corners, the Edmonton Empire, the Okinawa Overdogs, all taking big leads in the sweep from the Freebooters, and 4-1 series win for the Edmonton Empire, and the Okinawa Overdogs take the series against the uh, Sawteeth, and the Hot Corners end up going into the next round against the Empire, winning the first game. The Freebooters take the win in game 1 against the Overdogs, and it's going back and forth with sweeps. The Freebooters end up taking their first loss against the Overdogs, and the Hot Corners sweep the Empire. Freebooters win game 4, and it looks like they're coming back, and wow, that was a crazy game. They end up losing 12-1 or 12-11 in extras after coming way back. But they do fend off the Overdogs, and so now the Freebooters with a chance to win their first championship. This will be a first championship for either team, but the Freebooters were the favorite through this entire season. And this is a team that just doesn't really seem to want to quit, as they're about to go for the sweep, and they're fighting back but can't do it. So in game 5, they come all the way back from, oh my gosh, in the 9th inning, they come back to win it. And the Freebooters are your Season 4 champions in the Super Mega Legend League. So congratulations to Fayetteville. Their team dominated for most of this tournament, but also dominated the entire season. So playoffs are over, the season's over. Let's go ahead and shift our focus to what are we doing? What are we going to do here? There's a couple of players that I really want to make sure I bring back, but I do think it's time for us to do some resetting. And it looks like we're kind of in a tough spot right now too, because a lot of players are wanting to get out of here. Dantas was just signed as a filler. He ends up retiring at age 40, so he's out. So let's talk. What are we going to do here? Lachlan McMackey, ace of the staff, 24, absolutely dominant. He actually won the MVP to end the season. He's asking for 21-1, and he's currently making 19-8. He's got an 81% chance to come back at his current salary, and He's valued at 21.8, so we're asking for less than what he's valued at. I don't think we risk losing our franchise player, so I am going to re-sign him at his asking. He deserved that. He's earned it. Frank Viola, I really want to bring back because he's 26. He's got reverse splits and rally stopper, and as a lefty, that's just absolutely insane. He is making 8.9. He's asking for 10.7, and he's valued at 11.4. 64% chance to come back. I think we re-sign him. I'm planning on making some adjustments here. I'd like to bring back. Oh, and then these two players, we can release them. We're going to be clearing up a lot of space here. I'd be willing to bring back Withers at his current value or his current salary. If he doesn't come back, I think it's time to move on. Also, I would be looking at alternative options in the offseason, but I love specialists and rally stoppers. So, does he come back at 96% max loyalty? Yes, he does. I'm going to do the same thing with Queen Jimenez. Queen has rally stopper. She's been developing. She has not been that great yet, but she's getting there. She's valued at 7.8. She's making 6.7. I'll offer her what she's asking. And she does resign. Now, Jensen, another guy I'd like to have on the team, but has not pitched very well. So I think I'm just going to offer him what he's making. And if he declines, then he's off the team and I'll look for somebody else. But disappointing season from him. And pretty much like 46% to come back, and he did at 39 loyalty. That's pretty crazy. I'm gonna drop Splash. She did not do well this year. 5.25 ERA, just brutal. And then Malik Dapper did not pitch for us at all. I think we brought her in right at the end. So I'm just gonna release her as well. We can opt to come bring her back in, or bring him back in, but that's not a player I'd like to have on the team anyways. So that's our pitching staff. What do we do here? I think Mashed Taters had a down year. No, actually, he didn't. He ended up with 35 home runs, which was the most he's had. He only had 88 RBIs. He hit 868 OPS, which is the best. So this was actually a career year for him. So him being at 99%, I guess we bring back Mashed Taters. I'll offer him what he's currently making. 99% chance to come back. I'm not super worried about that. Okay, he's back. I'm going to drop Haley. We'll opt to bring her back later, but I want to go somewhere else with this. I don't know if that's... I don't know what we're going to do yet. Willie Randolph, he did have a career year. Career power numbers, career RBI output, best average he's had. That's pretty much everything, but he got caught stealing so many times, and he also made 10 errors. It's just, I don't know what to do with Willie. I think I offer him what he's making. 75% chance to come back, but I would look to get a second baseman to replace him, potentially. 97 speed, how do you get caught stealing, 16 times? I don't know. All right, let's see. You coming back? He is. 75% chance, and he accepts. All right, Eric Young, we're going to get rid of him. Just releasing him as a guy that we don't really need. I'm going to release Philip Parmigiano. I'm going to release Ian Fielder. I'm going to kind of just clear out anyone that's not a core player. Vinny Tannen, he had a disappointing year for sure. 244 batting average, 711 OPS. He's an RBI hero. He only had 72 RBIs. Last year he had 107. Struck out about the same as he normally does. He had 12 errors. This is a guy we continue to build around. He's he's currently being valued at more than he's worth. At 23, I think we re-sign him at his current, and we look at a different option later, I think. So I'll offer him his current salary. He's at 57 loyalty, 96% chance to come back, and he does. Okay. I'm sad at Vinny Tannen not being more of a impact player on this team. Hansa Majiko's 23. He's got magic hands. He's a good fielder, utility all around. He's valued at 5.5. I'll bring him back as the kind of core utility player. I think 4.7 is a good price for anyone like that. So we'll bring him back at his current price, and 99% chance he comes back. George Bell was a guy I wanted to keep. Um, he also had a career year. This was his biggest output by far compared to his other seasons, but he didn't hit for average much, even though he has good contact. He's a terrible fielder, but he still had less errors than Willie Randolph. He had struck out 136 times, though, too. That's too much. He wants more money for sure. He's asking for 8.9. He's worth 9.6. I don't think he's our primary left fielder. I think we go somewhere else with this. So we're going to release him. Actually, I will offer him his current salary, 19% chance. We saw 46 get accepted. Does 19 get accepted? It does not. We didn't expect it. Okay, sorry, George. 22, maybe we can get you back later, but it just didn't work. Torrey Hunter, 129 hits was a career high. 14 home runs, about average for him. We didn't expect much power. 59 RBIs was a career high. 247 average wasn't great. A 666 OPS. 21 doubles. So really average across the board, but no errors. He's a solid outfielder, and he's just really good at everything across the board. So 100% chance at 26 years old. I like him. I'd like to bring him back. All right, Hera. I don't think we can let her go, but I think 10.3 is a lot. She's a core piece to our plan, but our plan hasn't worked. She's got two traits that are only going to be tier 2 because we're going to continue to go yellow green. And the reason I'm sticking with yellow green is because of our pitchers. Rally stopper, pick officer, reverse splits rally stopper, specialist rally stopper, reverse splits rally stopper. We're going to keep green and yellow, which is also why I would like to see Elleroyd's come back, even though she did not have a great rookie campaign. Was a bit disappointing, struck out more than I would have liked. She did not make any errors in the outfield either. I'd like to see her come back along with Hera, but I think, yeah, she's asking 7.6. She's worth 6.4. So I think we have to ask her or give her what we have to offer her current and hope that she comes back. If not, I can try and get her at 6.4. So we'll see if she comes back. Okay, so Ella is back. She eventually accepted our offer. Hera, 75% chance to come back at 8.8. Do we risk that? She's worth 11. She's asked for 10.3. All right, we gotta say I'm gonna bring her back, and I'd consider going a different route if she doesn't come back, or if we see some other unique options. But Hera's here for her solid defense, catching ability with cannon arm, and then that off-speed hitter to pop off every once in a while. She has not been the offensive weapon we hoped she'd be, but she's getting there, it seems like. 96 contact is pretty impressive. So, all right, that's the team. I thought we would have less players coming back, but that's where we're at. So let's see. We see Callum Vaughn. We see Randy Johnson, K Frequin, Charlie Best, Jackie Slam, Bloop Michaels. I don't think any of those players are coming to our team, not only because they're expensive, but because they're older, and I kind of want to start younger here. Lots of retired players, so holy shnikes. So Plover Russell's gone from the Rivets. Titus Terry is gone. We already talked about Cohen. Chandler Beard is gone. Marshall Miles is gone. Theo Hughes. Hank Aaron has retired from the Sawteeth. Ellie Feindair is gone. Jeffrey Rockman. Rhiannon Cannonville, Fluster, and Anita Bean, all retired this year. So let's take a look at who the rookies are coming in. Let's do this. We'll start by position, and then we'll do rookies. So Mike Piazza showing up. Boy, that's an interesting decision right there. I think we watch him for sure. 8-7. Mike Piazza pretty much would not have to worry about being a catcher at all because we have Hera and Elleroids. So he's our DH and gets stimulated. 19 years old. That's some pop. And if we replaced our shortstop, then that would be a really good option to catch up with some of that money that we're spending. But I don't see a good shortstop option that's younger, so who knows? All right, Rodrigo Manthorpe. What a name. I don't think he's a guy we go for because he's a little more expensive and we already have a really high top end of the rotation. So I kind of want to go a little bit more cost effective on our other starters. Wedge McBride, I don't see us going for him because that Elite Four seam will not get buffed. And disciplined, we already have a good amount of. So I'm going to pass on that. Leanne Rocket. I'll star, but I don't see anything I like there. Donk O. Too expensive. Godfried Storm. I don't like that, even though he's got utility. Inside pitch and tough out for Reese Bullock. George Bell's gone, so this might be an alternative option for us. We already know bad fielding. He's got inside pitch and tough out that'll be activated, which will help him out, and he's got decent speed for the outfield. Not that impressive, though. Malik Dapper, I'm not interested in that. Cork Craig. Is this a rookie? No, he's been playing for the Herbivores. Cannon arm and outside pitch. Ooh. Do we rotate Hera and Cork behind the plate and in right field? And then we don't we replace Hera, Elleroids with somebody else? Something to think about. George Bell, I will watch. I'd like to bring him back if I can. Tarok, I would look to see if we can get him as one of our bottom end of the rotation starters. No. Forrest Zuniga. Nope. Huckenduck, no. Top Navarro. Don't do closers, although he's got 3 pitches and specialist. Nope. Evan Chukov, 7'9". I think Fiona is going to be our catcher to watch, but Chukov, I'd think about it. Dick Allen. Those traits are very intriguing. That would be a replace Mashed Taters decision to make. I don't know if that's a good idea, but Sign Stealer and Power versus Righties activated. That's going to be tough. This is going to be a tough episode, I think. I'm going to check my... Okay, we're still good on time for right now, but I need to kind of pick up the pace a little bit. Chuck Knobloch at second? No. That's more than Willie. Greg Gagne. He's not a starter. He's a good defender, but he only plays short. Dave Parker, no. Axel Downs. I don't like crossed up being maxed out. Heel Stokes, no. Boone Sesame. I'm going to pass on that. Reckon Logan's too terrible. Reese Singh at catcher, no. Leslie Warren, Mind Gamer. It's a good player right there. Could be our primary third baseman, but I don't like that. Choker would be minimum debuff. Paul Konerko's out there. Power versus lefties. That could be a cheap replacement for mashed taters if we get tight on money. Let's see. No to Elroy, no to Johnny Damon, Atticus Levy. Minus 25 accuracy if he gets in the walk situation. Oh, that guy's too good. Never mind. A minus I'm not going for. All right, Clayton Watkins. That was a guy we were trying to think about before. Didn't end up working out. Amari Bango. I would look to sign him. Amazo Hayes is too expensive. Maverick McMahon, I'm going to pass on. There's Pepe. I still don't think he's good enough to be a starter, but we could watch him just in case. Care Pickles. Wonder how her career has gone since we had her on the team initially. She has not done anything in her career so far, so that was a good decision not to keep her. Cash is out there. She can be our primary center or left fielder now. And the power and contact versus lefties would be back in full capacity there. Carmelo Waller. Ace Exterminator doesn't activate very much at a very high level there. All right, Sandro Dickerson. 60 accuracy, consistent reverse splits. So we'll star that. That can help. Brantley Noggin. Nope. Okay, so now we're at age 27 players. So I think I'm going to... There's Mary. I'd maybe look to bring her back. Should not have a good career, but maybe it was just an off season. No. I think I'm going to switch over to sort by position in a second here. We're at age 27 still. Kevin Youkilis. Big hack, plus 10 power, minus 20 contact at tier 1. 44 power. But that's in a hitter's count. I can't bring him in as a third baseman. He does not have a good arm. All right, let's swap once we get through these 27-year-olds. Randy Johnson would be nice. Maybe we just lean on our pitching staff altogether. All right, Leah Quintanilla, no. Gail Norris, actually Leah, no, I think you're too expensive still. And Pro Rodriguez, that's not a bad option right there. Thomas Tent. Jack McDowell only has 3 pitches. Ryan Dempster has falls behind. He's already not accurate. There's Splash House. Bronson Sutton. I'd bring him in. Take all these rally stoppers. All right. All right, now we're to the 28-year-old. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to sort by I'm going to go age, then position. And then I'm just going to check out here. So Felix Espinoza is durable. That's interesting. I don't know what to do here. Dimples Pennington. That's a funny name. I am so torn on what to do with this team. I know I asked some of the comments, and it was kind of a maybe we opt to tear down. I'm in agreement, but I also just feel like it's so hard to decide who do you get rid of and what needs to change. I think we're pretty much good at first base unless we see something stick out, which we already highlighted a couple that stuck out. At second base, same thing. Like, Scoops could be interesting to come in, but I don't think I need to replace Willie with Scoops tomahawking. Craig Counsell, that's a good fielder, kind of a backup option, but we already have that. And there's Canopy Muscles. He was a funny dude for the Rivets. this is going to be probably the worst episode I've put together. I apologize, everyone, in advance for everything that we're dealing with here. Um, Alfonso Delgado. That's a good like defensive third baseman, base rounder and stealer, and he's got 80 speed. Lacks Choi. I don't think that's a good option. Alfonso. This might be a reset year, I think. Another like kind of toss year. I don't think we spend too much because I just think it's not gonna be helpful. Kyle Seager we could bring back, but I don't know. Maybe we just go cheap, do some development, and then just try and figure it out as we go. Because I also don't think that there were many like young players that were like game changers. There's no third basemen for like the fourth year in a row. We have yet to see like a good quality third base prospect. Shortstop didn't really have anybody that impressed me that stuck out. That's younger that we would replace Vinny Tannen with. So I like a guy like Elvis Stanley, but 31. Hard to bring him in when we're not in a win now mode right now. Oh, it feels so defeated. I feel so defeated looking through everything here. Left field, I think those three that are starred are like the only options that make sense. No, Eileen Maldonado. That's a good left fielder, but that's all she does, and she's 33. Staying alive would be like a DH option only. And then we get to center fielders, which we have a good young center fielder right now, and I don't I don't see any value in bringing in Callum Vaughn. So we just kind of move past the center fielders. I want to start Geronimo James because he's really good as a backup, but it depends on our options for chemistry. All right. And let's get to right fielders. So we have Carmelo Waller. We have Sean Green as 27. So, yeah, there's really nothing here that sticks out either. Jose and Hammer, both good options, but we are kind of set at right field. All right. So, and then we get to. Oh boy, I am so stuck. I have no idea what to do here. I don't feel excited about any of these prospects. I think that there was like one relief pitcher that excited me. Baller Wildly is a funny name. That I'd be interested in bringing him in potentially. Okay. There's just not many good options. Maybe Bartolo. No, at 3 pitches. Never mind. I guess there's Lovestone might come back. This is just defeating. Seeing all these these few options. Wedge McBride. Yeah, we talked about him. Let's see. This guy's name, he just keeps popping up. That's so crazy. I'll look at Donovan again. Terrence Washington, lefty specialist. 30 years old. Julio Allison, righty reverse splits. Okay, we'll watch those two. And they're long relievers. I do like long relievers, so let's see what we got relief pitcher wise. There's like one guy I was excited about, and it was There's a Sandro who was not that great, but kind of developable. And then Bronson Sutton, that was a guy I was interested in. Gasser Morris is too expensive. Aiden Chuckroast I don't think is good enough, but I think we had him on a team. I'm not going to re-sign him. And then Dervish Reyes, I'm going to start him just because he's a spirited player. And then let's see, there's a lot of relief pitchers right now. I wonder if that new patch is going to cause there to be more available relief pitchers throughout the season. I was thinking about that in Discord while I was talking with some friends about this stuff. All right. Yeah, and I don't think it makes sense for us to sign any of these closers. Layla Buckberger or Berger, Brantley Noggin, Lancelot Rodriguez with stimulated being maxed out would be interesting. And a chance to develop a third pitch could be. I'll think about that. At 6'7". All right, so last thing I'm going to check is all the players that I starred. Let's just check and see where their valuation is at. So Geronimo James is cheaper than he's worth, and that's the only one. So let's just move forward a little bit and see what happens. Just checking for players I signed. Nope, there goes Leandro Blacksmith over to the Moonstars. I expect nothing prominent's going to happen until about round 9 or 10. Here's a couple of cheap players. Sorry for the storm that's right outside my window if you heard that. Also, my dog is going to get a little agitated here, so come here. Bear with me there. All right, let's see. Geronimo James, 9 million, outfielder. Hey. Let's see if we bring him in for one of these outfield spots like Cohen Dantas. Let's see. I'll do this for now. Fully expect to replace Geronimo if it's not going to work with our chemistry. So bringing him in as a utility outfield option. And I think that was probably the only like viable option we're going to choose for. Say, I don't want to bring in Kyle because he declined a lot. But he's like, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, he looked like a very great player to be joining our team with his great defense, and then that contact versus righties maxed out with that good power. This is the type of stuff that I feel like I get frustrated with, where I'm like, this is worth, bringing him in. We'll do this for now. We'll see how it goes. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Hey, relax. I might cut up my mic here in a second. My dog has not enjoyed the bad weather. Ooh, Dervish Reyes at minus 0.3. I think that's a player we bring in now. We can always replace him later. But I just want to get him on the roster while he's at a good price. It's okay. Lay down. All right, let's see what else we got here. Come here. Come here. Sorry, my pup is having a really tough time right now. Alrighty, and then do we bring anybody else in? If we could bring in like Mary Marzo as a direct replacement for Mash Taters, but I don't think that's a good idea. Mash is still in his prime, and I think he's worth keeping on the team for right now. Eric Lovestone as a option in the starting rotation. I know we had her in there before. but we'll bring her in now just because she's also spirited. We can always work around this later. I'm kind of just putting some placeholders on the team so we can kind of see what our price range is at, but also so that we can start, or so we don't miss out on some of these decent options. So Pepe, there's Alfonso Delgado. He's competitive. He's 5'4". He can get cheaper. And then I think George Brett here, he's always interesting, but 11-2 is a lot. We are definitely not in win now mode, so it's not worth bringing in my opinion. Glover's probably about to get signed. All right, let's see. Nobody signs in round 10. Round 11, there goes Callum Vaughn. 19-6 for the 28-year-old center fielder that also plays all the infield positions as an S-tier player. All right, we're going to keep going here. Let's see. Anybody else gets signed? Randy's gone. Bloop's gone. Maggie's gone. Alicia Woodrow's gone. Slipsotter's gone. And again, we're probably going to get to the point where we're going to have to make some decisions. Seaver, Frequin, Slam. Philip Gregory is getting signed, replacing Turner Chang somehow. That I don't know why we're bringing a starting pitcher in for a right fielder, but Ringo Gilmore gone. Maverick McMahon and Dick Allen signs. That's okay. I'm okay without him, but those are some nice traits to have. Primo and Bautista are gone. Okay, I'm gonna go one more round. Elroy Action, Propansky, Mary Marzo's gone. Charlie Best, Hack Liner, Mike Piat. Oh, I forgot about Mike. 8.9. That was probably affordable too. Atticus Levy, Glover Dastardly. He was too expensive to pay for. Elvis Stanley's gone. Cork Craig. Well, there goes that plan. And Hammer Longballo. Okay. Usually round 14 seems like my safe zone for anyone who's not like a top tier player. So unfortunately that means we have to find replacement players. We don't have any catchers on the roster that are primary catchers. We have Hera and Ella. I'd like to have a starter level catcher so that the three of them can rotate. Not starter level, but like above average. So let's check out our catching situation. We could do Evan Chukov. He can also play all the infield and outfield positions. That's utility that I wasn't expecting to see. Base jogger does not matter to me. Or we can do Fiona Clark, who's just a really great catcher. No. I think we bring in Chukov. He's 24. There's a lot of utility that we just brought in here, too. That's good development for him. Okay. So we got our catcher situation taken care of. We need an outfielder. Or, I mean, we need... What are we doing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we have the extra infielder because of only one catcher on the or one starting catcher, primary catcher, excuse me. So we need an infielder, we need an outfielder, and then and then one of either. And then we need a starter and a reliever. So let's go look at the relievers, actually. So Tarok, that's a guy I would look to potentially bring in. I don't know if the chemistry works. Clayton Watkins. And maybe I'd go one more round for Tarok. And then I have some backup options, I think. Baller Wildly. He's at his price point right now. Crafty with Clutch. Is that worth it, you think? That pitching staff looks a lot better if I do that. We really don't have to worry about crafty players either. It's the spirited players we got to worry about. All right, I'm gonna do this for now, and then we might do like Tarok Smith for Air Lovestone would be the replacement, I think. So we're at 26.4. I think I'm probably gonna have to drop a couple of these higher tier price players because we're gonna need to make some more room. So I'm assuming Pollard Wildly is probably not gonna be staying on the team. All right, let's see. Okay, let's head down to the. There's tons of starters. Okay, let's see. Amari Bango with K Collector, 25. Julio Allison, 30. A little expensive. Terrence Washington, 30. 7. I could probably get him one more round. Let's see. Donovan Drake, I could get a lot cheaper. Sandro Dickerson, 26. 4.2. Bronson Sutton, though. He's right at his asking, so I'm going to sign him. I think this is going to be where we see the problems start to pop up for the disciplined players. It's okay. You're fine. Let's check the team really quick for disciplined. So we currently have 5 disciplined players that are actually on the team, and the only one we would replace would be Geronimo James, which we probably will have to replace so that we can get to that competitive tier 2. And then the other 3 that are missing right now all need to be spirited because that's all we're missing unless we do some more rearranging. So we'll take a look and see as we go. But we can replace an outfielder that's either competitive or spirited. So we got pitching staff for right now, and we will look to potentially bring in 2 others later, but we'll have to see how that goes with prices and with see, like Lancelot Rodriguez, 24. Do we think about bringing him in? Let's go one more round. I don't want to overpay for a closer, but that might be a guy that we bring in, and then we can get the competitive up. Sandro's crafty, so we can't really. That won't help. Donovan is spirited, so that's still a guy we would look at. Terrence, I don't think we can do for disciplined. Julio, we could potentially, but he's 9. He's too expensive. Mari Bango, no, we can't do him. And then, good girl. Good job, pup. And then I think we might have a problem here because disciplined, shit. Okay, we'll have to figure that part out in a second, but let's go back over to these players and let's look at infield options. So, Paulie, just a first baseman. Pepe is competitive. What about these? Stimulated for Dirk Sportswood. Butterfingers is only applicable when he is diving. 6.1 is a little expensive. Let's see, Waylon Collins. Oh, I want to see their chemistry on the screen, but I can't. Any of these second basemen are spirited. Sprayole or Olio. Sprayolio. Eric Young, we could bring him back. I'm going to bring Eric Young back for now. We still have a lot of flexibility when it comes to the infield, so we're not super worried about who can play where. Leanna Rocket is a competitive player. Alfonso's competitive. Spot Spencer, that's not really helpful. Ian Fielder is another guy we could bring back. Boomer Platoon, not that great of an option. And then we get into our shortstops, which are all the utility players, it looks like. So Yannick Dunlap would have maxed out Steeler, would be a great fielder for, well, neither. Wouldn't be good for either because he's got a shitty arm. And then Mark Loretta is the only other decent option here as an infielder, and he's $6 million. Gosh, I might just go a few rounds and then see what's available. This is a bit of a letdown. Okay, I need an outfielder. And ideally we have... So George Bell with his Spirited right now. Damn. We could go with Cash. Get that competitive up. And then when we look at all our other left fielders, it's Terry Wu or Slapper Glute. And I know how some of you feel about Slapper Glute, so don't need you spamming my comment section with that. Overrated. Bring in Cash. What is she worth? 7.6. He's 9.7. God, is it? I'll go with Cash. We'll see how she does. I'm not liking this at all, honestly. We need to go cheaper for Baller and potentially Air. We need to get rid of one of our disciplined players for Spirited. We're going to do that. And then we're going to wait. We go here. We go like this. And then we go... Yeah, that's what we do. And then we're here. And all of these are going to be... Wow, there's not many options for outfielders that are Spirited. We might have to do George Bell. We might have to bring him in. Then I could do somebody else for Cash Basket. I think we bring George back. We're definitely going to have to get cheaper anyways, but I think we go George here. We need to bring in someone like Ian Fielder. All right, so looking at the team right now, we have everyone filled in, but we don't have much in the way of being able to afford development. So what do we do with this team? Oh, and I need to replace, what do we have for competitive? So if I go here and I go here, then our competitive outfielders would include Casper Stern, should have maxed out Mind Gamer, but would be much more expensive. Pitt Small, Tim Salmon, Lester Bronco, Godfried Storm, who's 21. Could develop him. Reggie Sanders, and then Cash Basket. So we go with Godfried. Developable. We free up some money there. Now we have our chemistry in the right place, but now we have to free up some money. So start with Baller. He's crafty. And then what was Air Lovestone? Air is Spirited. So we could go cheaper with both of these two, but we have to go with Spirited or Crafty. Oops. There we go. All right, so let's start with Spirited here. We have until Brandon Webb, or I mean Crafty here. We have until Brandon Webb. Brandon's not a bad option here. Not impressive by any means. Turner, Raskeller. Heel Stokes would be cheap, potentially developable, has pick officer maxed out, and minimum choker. 3.9. 24 years old. I'm fine with doing this as a develop option, so let's do that. We're going to bring in Heel Stokes. We could potentially get rid of that choker option, or choker trait. And then Air Lovestone. We need to go cheaper here, so we're going to go here. Then we're going to go here. And we have until Bestie Stark, or however that's pronounced. So Bowen, or any of these young options. Axel Downs, who has crossed up. Let's see. If we were to go with a disciplined starter, starting with Pan, we could go with Tarok. So if we go with Tarok here, that drops us down to one less disciplined. But then we could look to go with Bronson here. We could replace Bronson, the disciplined rally stopper, with Donovan Drake, which would also free up $1 million. Let's see. None of these guys would be interesting. No. And I'm not interested in... I don't think I'm going to go with Brantley. Is that the guy I was looking at? Brantley Noggin? Yeah. I don't think I'm going to do him because he's crafty. So yeah, let's do that. We go with Donovan Drake, who's going to get maxed out clutch. Worth it. 10.1 million now. And then we go with Air Lovestone and we replace Air with Tarok. In one round. I'm going to go one round. Just checking to see if any of my players went. Nope. Okay. So now Tarek should be at least to his cost, right? Oh, he's below. All right, perfect. So Air Lobestone is gone. Tarek Smith comes in. We're at 11.6 now. We can take a look at the team here. Let's look at age sort. So we have some young players. We get through here and we're at 25, and then anyone above here is old or is in the 26. So Willie Randolph at 26, Mashed Taters, Torrey Hunter, Frank Viola, Withers. And then our older players. Dervish Reyes, we could replace him and get a little cheaper. We can go cheaper than Kyle Seager. But then we have to find these. Hey, come over here. And we have to find someone who's spirited to replace him. So that's where it gets difficult. All these are spirited players here, pretty much. All right, let's check and see of all of the players here. Hey, you're fine. Let's look at spirited. So, Dimples Pennington, 33, not a bad guy. Contact versus righties, that's pretty nice. Digit Swingin's a guy we already are familiar with. Gene Tennis would have fastball hitter. Dirk Sportswood with stimulated, only plays first base. Let's see, who else we got? That's too expensive. Yannick Dunlap. Steeler and first pitch Slayer. Oh yeah, we talked about him. He's got a terrible arm. Terry Wu, 34. Dale Nail is 41. Ace Von Asen. Just doing a quick little peek around to see if it's worth bringing anybody else in. Bartolo Colon is 39, so I think we'd pass on him. Luis Sandoval, we know him. Air Lovestone, Axel Downs, I can't bring him in. That wouldn't make any sense. And then we get into our relief pitchers. Who's Maxwell Church now? And all of these relief pitchers, yeah, no, I think we're sitting with where we're at. We're also getting tight on time here, so let's check this. Where are we at salary-wise? Lachlan's staying, Vinny's staying, because we don't have any better options at short anyways. Frank Viola's going to stay, Hara's going to stay, George Bell is spirited, and we don't have a good outfield option otherwise. We could go with Stan Alive. Tough out. No good fielder, but neither is George. He only plays left field. Can't do log. Could do slapper. Yeah, we're just making like a slight bit more freed up money, and I don't think that makes sense. So I think we keep George. Mash Taters, we got to keep. He's got stimulated too. Withers Hansen. Okay, so if we were to replace Withers Hansen, who's making 6 or 9.4 million, we have the flexibility of going anywhere with this one. And if we did go with a spirited player, then we would have even more room to make decisions. Bronson, we could bring him in. But then we're shortening our bullpen a lot. I don't think that makes sense. I might just go through the rest of this offseason and then just see where we're at going into the next offseason. By the way, I'm keeping Tier 3 competitive instead of Tier 3 scholarly because of the cannon arm on Hera as a primary catcher. And, I mean, workhorse is nice to have. Durable for George Bell, I don't think means anything. So we have like utility, 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 and then we have elite four seam and gets ahead. That's all we have. So I'm okay with those being at Tier 1. I think this is all we can do for right now. I'd like to free up more money, but I don't think there's an option that makes sense to do. Queen Jimenez might be someone I would consider getting rid of. Jensen, yeah, these are just not making sense to me. So we're going to stick with what we have, and that's going to be our team. So I am going to go ahead and just skip through the rest of the offseason because there was not really anybody else that I was interested in bringing in. And we'll see what's left. I'm getting tight on time here, so I'm going to have to be quick. We'll see what's left in the so nobody better than a B. Is there anyone young out there? Leanna Rocket. Can't bring her in. Malik Dapper won't bring him in. Felix Farmhand, no. Parker Hart, no. Huck and Duck, no. And then we get into some... See, like, Greg Gagne is not a bad option to consider, but competitive we don't need. Yeah, I think we're good with where we're at. And that's going to be it. So here's the team. I'll leave you here as we look over the rest of the team. I just want to say thank you for bearing with me. This is probably by far my worst episode ever. I do apologize for that. A lot of distractions going on, but thanks for bearing with me. Let me know what you think. If you do like the direction of this team or you're not a fan, would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. But thank you so much. We'll talk to you all next time. Bye, everyone.